there's so many products that are from Southern California that we could raise right off. I'm not talking about any non-native. I'm talking about just native stuff that's natural around here. There's so much we could do, but it's because, as Jerry said, every obstacle in the world is put in front of you. And from my perspective, I can already buy it. Why am I going to hassle? Well, the reason I'm going to, the reason why I'm here is it just pisses me off. It's just very frustrating that here we have this opportunity in as a state where we got bifurcation. I mean, when we talk about wage issues and bifurcation and what have you, it's no greater than in California. And here we have the opportunity of having great jobs. I mean, we got kids on the Dornside board of counselors at SC. And I, for a mentor program, I interview the kids, and it's amazing how many kids would love to go marine biology and aquaculture, and then they can take classes with martial and science classes, and it just is really too bad where there's so much terrific, brain power that we don't utilize at all, and the passion can be put towards that. Rather than some other things.
Okay, one more question, and then we'll take a break.
Have you at all teamed up with any state legislatures to work with them so that they could write policy where it's able for you to farm in the state waters if these seem to be the obstacles, and since the Coastal Commission is an obstacle?
Okay, this is an absolute true story. I've been up to Sacramento probably half a dozen times talking to guys, and I've been told in my face that if I vote anti-environment or anti-labor, I lose my seat. I'm telling you, and it's unfortunate, but that's how strong the anti-guys are. They don't even want it brought up. They're afraid that it's brought up, and all of a sudden, if somebody does it and is able to do it sustainably and in a manner that can be reproduced, that's scary as can be to them. Scary as can be. It's really too bad. But I would do that in a minute if I thought that would work. I would do that in a minute. I mean, we had Admiral Lottberg at what was it, about 6-7 years ago. We had NOAA about at the 5x5, and we talked about we need more people like him who are advocates of aquaculture, countrywide. And we have some places in the East Coast, up in Maryland. There's some stuff going on. Maine, some stuff going on. Washington State has a great oyster farming and clam farming and geoduck farming and a lot of great stuff. Salmon farming that's going on. We have some great examples that we could use. I mean, spiny lobsters. I mean, $20 a pound. And you can imagine if you find some way to be able to Dennis Hedgecock and his team could find some way to be able to for us to be able to farm something like a spiny lobster. I mean, that would just be great. We have some great products here that we should be taking a look at. It's sad that we are not.
Before Kim cuts us off, I want to add, seafood very clearly is the most environmentally responsible source of animal protein. There is no question about that. And yet, right now, as I mentioned before, we're maxed out on what we can capture from wild harvest without really destroying the populations of wild fish. And we're at 7.3 billion people now, on our way to 10 billion by the end of this century. And when you look at the model of farming, right now, our agricultural farming, we use 40% of the ice-free land surface, and we use 70% of water. If you project forward, you can't use the same model of agriculture to grow enough food on land to feed people. Whether we like it or not, we're going to have to turn to the 71% of the earth that's covered with water, and that some of us have devoted our life to protecting. But the ocean now, 71%, and it delivers something like 2 or 3% of the total food consumed by all humans combined.
These farms don't take that much shrimp unless.
No. In fact, we made the calculation. This state leads in marine protected areas. It's something we're all very proud of. You can take one of those an area the size of one of those marine protected areas. just one, and we have 50 in Southern California. Put it away from them, and in an area that large, you could have $1 billion a year aquaculture industry. The total value of all of our wild capture fisheries in Southern California last year was $8 million. 8 million versus $1 billion. We don't want to lose that 8 million because those guys that go out and make their living, that's a romantic part of our culture. We don't want to lose it. But there's so much potential.
Yeah, for sure.
The other piece that I think that may even bring more urgency to this is it's my understanding that China generates about 85% of the imported fish worldwide is originally sourced from China. And as their economy is changing and their demographics are changing and their dietary preferences are changing, I've seen some studies that indicate that they will be exporting less and less of their product, consuming more and more in-house, which is going to only exacerbate the shortages around the rest of the world, particularly in the United States.
Any high-end fish, chili bass, halibut, spiny, those kinds of things, they're going to what they call stations, glass and king crab, paying cash. Paying these guys cash. I mean, it's crazy. Even down in Mexico, even in Mag Bay, there's a prolific spiny lobster fishery down there, and we talk about it because I'm really excited because it's the opposite season. I think that it's a longer season, I think, what we have here. And they said, you can't touch it because the Chinese are already in there and they have their foothold in the market. You're absolutely right. That's their voracious appetites for sure. And as people get more sophisticated, I mean, what a lot of people don't realize is that Wolfgang fucking Spago opened like 32, 33 years ago. Think about that. And I always talk to my kids about this. The California cooking thing, California cuisine is only 33, 34 years old. Alice Waters opened Chez Panisse 35 years ago, 36 years ago. So this is like a new phenomenon. So as my kids are raised eating sushi, there's probably a lot of people here eat sushi. More and more people, are going to have appetites for seafood, and I believe our consumption will just continually to go up as the population grows. So, thank you very much.